Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night wherever you are tuning in the world. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you as always. Thank you so much. I did a reading before this and it just got too dark. Not in terms of the lighting, but the content. It was just very dark. So I'm basically going to be doing another reading. And if it wants to come through in terms of that message again, I'll do that. Otherwise, we'll do another video. Okay, so as you can tell, I have the World Truth cards here, and I've also got the Light Seers Tarot deck as well. Okay, so just give me a second. Okay, so I see. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a divine spread for the divine feminines and the divine masculines, and see what's going on the microcosmic level and the macrocosmic level. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing, and I am yet to record the divine masculine reading, but Spirit is telling me that we need to join the gaps somehow. So between the divine feminine video and the divine masculine video, we're going to be doing a divine spread based on both energies. Okay, so I hope you're doing well. One more, my guys, please. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so for the divine spread for both counterparts for divine love. The middle of the reading, we have the 6, 7, 8, 9 of Pentacles here. 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Just adjusting the camera, nothing to worry about. Okay. So we have the 9 of Pentacles here. Okay, so I'm hearing a couple of messages. You've been working hard at work, both of you. You've been working very hard at work. But I also see that something is possibly taking its toll as well. 9 of Pentacles is also being single, being independent as well. Not always, doesn't always have to be a single card, but it is in this case, considering the context of this reading about divine love for the divine counterparts, both of you are single at this time. So if you're wondering if your divine counterpart is in a connection with someone or is or whatever, they're single at this time. I do believe that this person and both of you are have been working on yourselves. You've been working on your health. You've been working on your finances. You've been working on your work. You've been working on looking good. You've been working on staying grounded, staying balanced as well. Maybe some of you have even got a pet recently. Maybe some of you are just feeling more self-assured. I'm hearing feeling more self-assured. Okay. The head of the reading, we have Reina de Copas, so the Queen of Cups, essentially. So both of you are feeling very in tune, very psychic, very spiritually gifted at this time as well, very in tune, very compassionate as well. It's quite funny in this deck with the Salvador Dali deck, we have this lady with a moustache and a little goatee as well. You have a sense of humor as well. Divine feminines in particular have a sense of humor, but I feel like your divine masculine also sees you with having a sense of humor, or quite quirky. Both of you are very different as well. And we have the Divine Feminine here, right now. I'm hearing, so that's Fatboy Slim, Fatboy Slim's song, set right here, right now, right here, right now. So Divine Feminines, you are right here, you are right now. So you are very much in the, I'm hearing like almost in the grasp, or at least at the foundation of this connection, of this union. Okay, so I don't believe the Divine Feminine is going to be taking action in order to bring both of you together in physical union. I believe that the Divine Feminine, as always, you know, is the forerunner of light, and is the forerunner of divine union, but on an energetic level. She's done the work. She's done what she needs to do. She, regardless of gender, she needs to do in order to feel in a space of compassion, nurturing, and feeling nourished as well. She's also very much in charge of her business. She's also looking amazingly stunning. She's looking beautiful. The Empress energy is someone who is a lover of earth, someone who's very much into luxurious items, is able to treat herself with luxurious things, because she's not only thinking rich, she is it. She is wealth incarnate. She is Mother Gaia incarnate. Okay, she looks after Mother Nature as well. She looks after the planet as well. Okay, so in your recent past, both of you, Divine Masculine and Divine Feminines, have been maybe feeling a little bit disappointed, maybe feeling a bit bored as well, emotionally speaking, because both of you have been working on your work, you know, and your successes. Both of you have been working on your financial success. Both of you have been working on becoming more self-reliant, becoming more independent, independently minded, and also healing toxic codependent issues as well. With the Four of Cups, I see that there is spirit that's been trying to show possibly the Divine Masculine that they are enough as well, that they are enough, and that all is not lost here. The Divine Masculine is just seeing what they have lost, and maybe they're not seeing this beautiful voluptuous creature behind them that could be a potential for the future, you know. So I see that the Divine Masculine does not want to look up. They're just kind of in solitude, or even they're just going within. It's kind of the energy of wallowing a little bit. The Divine Masculine, I would say, is just not paying attention to what's around him, regardless of gender here. You know how the drill is. I just say him or her, just for efficacy. Is that the right word? Yeah. So the Divine Masculine is just not paying attention to what could be. He's looking at what he's lost. Okay, he's crying over what he's lost. He's crying over spilt milk. He's crying over what is no longer there, and he's a bit disappointed possibly, and also he's having possible regrets here as well in the past. In the future, in the near future, we have the Two of Wands here. In the near future, we have the Two of Wands. Bear with me 1 second. I'd just like to have a look at something. In the meantime, have a look at these beautiful cards. I see that in the near future there is going to be a decision that will be made towards passions, desires, maybe even a trip. But I feel like it's got something to do with something exciting, something about passion, something to do with your goals, even Divine Feminine or Divine Masculine. It's about you going towards taking action. Effectively, this would be the Divine Masculine taking action towards the Divine Feminine. Okay, but first of all, the Divine Masculine needs to feel empowered in himself, spiritually speaking, mentally speaking, physically speaking, but also emotionally speaking, particularly financially speaking. Particularly for the Divine Masculines, this is very important to them. Okay. I'm trying to look at something. Where can I find it? Maybe here. I see that the divine masculine is looking at the divine feminine as being pretty much in charge. The divine feminine has had no choice, but they've had to do that. They've had to just be in charge on their own right, in their own way, because the divine masculine was not present. Was not present. That's what I'm hearing. Was not present. Okay. Okay, where can I find this thing? I'm trying to look for a specific thing here for you guys. Okay, that's not it either. All right, well, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. Okay, I think I found it. Let's just have a look at the block here between the physical union. For those of you who are in physical union, this is probably not your reading, but if you want to have a look at it anyway and just see how this is confirming some of the issues or challenges or experiences that you have experienced before coming into physical union, of course you're welcome to have a look. And of course the blockage is the Caballero de Oros. So the blockage is the divine masculine coming in with a stable offer here, and the blockage has been that the divine masculine has been way too slow. It's been so slow, they've barely been even moving towards the divine feminine. And so that's why there is disappointment and regrets on the divine masculine side. That's why things haven't moved forward in the divine union. That's why the divine feminine has a quirky sense of humor. They're able to laugh it off. They're able to laugh off pain. The divine feminine, one second. The divine feminine is not crying over spilt milk here. The divine feminine is very much in charge of her emotions. She's very much in charge of her business. She's very much in charge of her self, her autonomy. She is sovereign to her physical body. She's also sovereign to Mother Nature as well. She is a goddess incarnate, okay? And so I'm not putting shade here. I'm not giving shade to the divine masculine. I'm just pointing out what I'm seeing here in the cards here. If you resonate with this, then fine. If you don't, that's fine. Okay, so let's have a look now at the power of this connection. Okay, the power of this connection is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I spoke about the divine feminine not crying anymore, and that's been her power. She's already cried it out. She's cried every single drop of pain out in her own physical space. You know, she's been working on herself in isolation. She's been healing herself, possibly for the last 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 months here. I think she's been doing this for about 7 months. This separation possibly has been going on for 7 months, or maybe something significant had happened in July in particular, or the 7th of a specific date. If you do keep a diary, maybe it's a good idea to have a look at your diary right now. Maybe pause the video and just see what was going on the 7th of a specific date, okay, in regards to this connection. This might be a good hint also to have a look at keeping a diary as well, okay? Okay, hopefully you can see all of that right. So in the meantime, even during this time of pain, the divine feminine has been eating well. She's been making sure that she has not been going into bad habits of not eating or overeating. She's making sure that she's nourishing herself. Remember, the Empress is about nurturing and being the maternal self as well. So she's been also healing mother wounds too. Okay. What are the effects? What are the effects of both of you, or the people around you even? The effects is, so the divine masculine, the divine feminine has a great effect on the divine masculine. We see here with Reina de Bastos, this is the Queen of Wands here. The effect that the divine feminine has on the divine masculine is they are very they find the divine feminine incredibly beautiful, very unique, incredibly attractive, and very desirable. The divine feminine is very passionate. She is very strong. She is very strong-willed. Okay, she may not necessarily be crying all over the place and losing the plot in public. She may not be, you know, shaking out her dirty laundry in public. She does this in a very graceful way. Okay, because she is a divine feminine. She's a lady. She's someone of principle. She's someone who does things the right way. Okay, because she knows that she has to represent femininity in its highest aspect, divinely. Yes, divinely. So the divine feminine has a power over the divine masculine, and that is that, energetically speaking, that the divine masculine, no matter whatever's happened in the past, whatever they've been doing in order to distract themselves from the divine feminine, they can't, because the magnetism is so strong. The divine feminine does not occupy her time and her energies on manipulations or using black magic in order to get her divine masculine back into her life. She's quite happy with him not even being there. If it means that she needs to continue looking after her health, that means that can also mean that the divine feminine will renounce the idea of even continuing on this journey with the divine masculine if he has not healed any toxicity in and out of his life, because the divine feminine has not spent all of this time healing, looking after herself, nurturing herself, shedding skin, shedding certain relationships out of her life as well, including platonic as well, out of her life, in order for the divine masculine to come in with further toxicity and more pain and more anguish. The truth is, the divine masculine, I believe the divine masculine knows this in a true sense, but I don't feel like the divine masculine, for those of you who are on this wave, has actually taken charge into letting you see this yet. So I don't feel like the divine masculine has actually shown you respect. I don't feel like the divine masculine has really shown you how you need to and should be treated, divine feminines. Okay, so that is the power and the effect that you have on the divine masculine. The divine feminine's power, it has, as I said before, she's essentially transmuted the pain and she's been shedding the tears, and she's been transmuting that water and that pain into becoming super independent and possibly a little bit intimidating. Oh, well, cry me a river. You know, there is nothing wrong with the divine feminine being in her power. And if that means that she is coming across as someone who is intimidating the divine masculine is obviously not in the right energy to be with her, because the divine masculine, if he was in his power, wouldn't feel so intimidated by her. Okay, this is about alpha female, alpha male situation here, about divine femininity and divine masculinity here. This is not about I'm gonna dim my light as a divine feminine so that you, divine masculine, can shine brighter. This is not about that. The divine masculine still needs to heal some wounds here. That's what I'm saying. They're still not seeing that they are worthy of this connection. They're not seeing that they are worthy of a true love. They're not seeing that they're worthy of a higher love. That's why they went towards a toxic partner. That's why they entertained a toxic ex. That's why they entertained a person who was dealing and dabbling with black magic. And that's why they went towards someone who ended up manipulating the ass out of him in order to manipulate them out of their money, their profits, their self-worth, their physical energy, their sexual energy as well. The divine masculine has to learn this in his own way. The divine feminine has already been through that in other situations and other relationships, and that's why the divine feminine is coming across like this, and the divine feminine is coming across as like this, Queen of Wands. She is very powerful. The Queen of Wands is incredibly powerful. Just energetically, she just comes into a room and she magnetizes. She shines light to a point where people are blinded by her light. There's nothing that anyone can do. You can't fake this either. Whatever the divine masculine has been dealing with a toxic, low vibrational, toxic ex or a toxic individual who has been dabbling with the dark arts, that person, that karmic, is trying to emulate and has been trying to emulate this energy, the Empress and the Queen of Wands. You can't fake that. You can't fake gold. You can't. there's such a thing as fool's gold. It's not real gold. And the divine masculine was duped into that. I have to say it. That's what I'm seeing here. The hopes in this connections and possibly the fears is Caballero de Espadas. The hopes in this connection is that both counterparts hope and fear, hope that the divine masculine does come in quickly, not slowly, quickly, with communication and truth about what the hell's been going on in this connection, okay, and what's been going on in their life, okay. The divine feminine will be possibly quite blunt. She might be quite distant. She might be quite guarded as well. Divine feminine, when and if this communication does take place, the divine feminine is going to look so unbelievably gorgeous to the divine masculine. But it's not about that. The divine feminine is no longer prettying herself, beautifying herself for the looks and glances for anyone else. She does that for herself. She doesn't do that even for her divine masculine. She does it for her. She does it for her because she has had enough of this. 7 years, possibly 7 years of betrayal, 7 years of pain, 7 years of heartbreak, 7 years of people, dropping her like a piece of shit. 7 years of deception. She said, no, I'm having enough. The divine feminine is going to be looking so unbelievably gorgeous. She's coming off as royal. She's coming off as royal here. If I'm not mistaken, this could be a Gainsborough painting with obviously the Salvador Dali collaging. She's coming off as noble, okay? The divine masculine, the hope is that he comes in fast with a message of truth and communicates his truth. The fear is from the divine feminine is that he's still playing her about, that he's going to come in and then leave again. That's what the divine feminine fears. The divine masculine fears, 22:22 on the timer just now as I'm looking at the clock. What the divine masculine fears is intimidation. And so he knows that divine masculine knows that he needs to transform this connection into something better, or the divine feminine will tell him to leave for good. If the divine feminine has not done this already and has not blocked the divine masculine for good, or has not blocked the divine masculine in a way that actually she needs to focus on herself, she can't be dealing with all of this drama and pettiness, the divine masculine will be out of her life for good. And the divine masculine knows that they need to step up because, it's been too long. And what is the outcome here? The outcome is Rey de Oros, so the king of gold, the king of coins, the king of pentacles. So the outcome is looking very positive. The outcome is looking that the divine masculine knows that they have to step up and bring in something that is stable, that is real, that is true, that is concrete, that is going to last for the future to come. Beautiful energy. Beautiful energy. We have a king here. We have a king. So essentially, if the crowning this energy, crowning the connection as the divine feminine, essentially in this present moment, the divine masculine is thinking about the divine feminine as someone who is very compassionate. He might be seeing her maybe online or social media or just out and about or in her line of work. It's someone who has a sense of humor, someone who is quite fun, quite carefree, quite jolly, quite happy, very compassionate and loving and creative and spiritual, psychic even. Okay, but if this connection does take place, and I believe it's just a question of time, really, I feel like it is going to take place. It's a question of time. The divine feminine, if she hasn't moved on to another connection, because this is looking as someone who's very stable and mature here, not someone who's kind of playing her about, playing at her heartstrings, or playing with deceptive, false truths, lies, essentially. Then I just feel that the divine feminine, I feel like the divine feminine is presently in the divine masculine's thoughts at this present moment in time in this video as I'm recording it, and also when you're going to be tapping into this video. So they're thinking about you if you're the divine feminine at this very given moment right now. Okay, divine feminines. So the king of coins is someone who's very stable, financially stable, but also someone who's reliable, could be a father. This is the kind of man that you would like to have your children with, okay, if you're a woman. Okay, so this is someone who is the ideal man, someone who you can rely on. Okay, beautiful. And then at the back of the reading, we have the Three of Cups. So this is exactly what I was speaking about earlier. The divine masculine has probably been bored and had been bored with entertaining you and other people and meddling and maybe, sleeping around with other people as well. They're actually now starting to feel regretful about it and remorseful about what they've been doing. This is selfish energy that they've been entertaining. Whatever, regardless, it's just life. Everyone is on their own journey. Everyone has a role to play, and everyone is entitled to have the freedom to do whatever they want, but not in a way that you go and specifically spitefully hurt people, specifically and spitefully hurt your so-called true match. If you knew that this was your true match, why would you do that to them? Why would you do that to yourself? More importantly, because you're left with this, and you're left with your true match, possibly like a goddess, possibly moving on to someone else. The very thing that you fear, divine masculines, is the divine feminine could actually end up with someone else who is going to step up to this connection where you didn't, because you didn't heal your issues, your wounds, in terms of your feelings of I'm not good enough. Issues of self-worth here. 9 of Wands. And then we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of Swords as well. I keep saying it, I've said it over and over again. The divine masculine, I believe that divine masculine has caught an STD. I'm just saying it, I'm seeing it right here in the cards. And I do see that there has been an injustice here. The card came out upside down here as I'm looking at it. I do see that there has been an injustice, and I think that the player has been played, basically. If divine masculines, if you have been playing, someone has played you at your game. Someone's also played Russian roulette as well. So let's just have a look at the tarot, the Light Seers tarot. Let's just have a look. Let's just keep going with this divine connection, this divine spread, please, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, so we have the King of Cups here, which is the counterpart to the Queen of Cups. Okay, so ideally, sorry. So ideally, the divine masculine is going to be in his power of emotional maturity. He's going to be ideally in his power of love. He's going to be ideally expressing love. That's the ideal scenario here. And ideally, the 8 of Cups is that the divine feminine, well, if the divine feminine has not left a connection just yet that has been dissatisfactory for her, she will be doing that if that hasn't happened just yet. I feel like she's already moved on. I feel like she's even moved on from her divine masculine energetically. I just see that here. Okay. I actually feel like this 8 of Cups should really be here under the nine of Pentacles. I feel like the divine masculine could also be single at this time, as I mentioned before, and could be healing themselves, their heart as well at this time, and really learning how to love themselves first and foremost. Okay, that's what the 9 of Pentacles is all about. It's about cleaning up and dealing with your self-worth. Maybe it's a bit late, maybe not, but it's better late than never. Regardless of this connection, divine masculines, it's better that you heal yourselves regardless. Sometimes you just have to let your greatest love walk away from you, and that's what the divine feminine has done. That's what's here. At this very given time, this is what's happened. And I feel she's moved away, she's walked away because the divine masculine was too slow. In fact, he was even going in the wrong direction or another direction. Okay, so the divine feminine had enough. Okay, so she walked away. In the present moment, the present moment, the Knight of Swords, again, we have another Knight of Swords here. The present moment, the divine masculine is really wanting to come in fast to communicate his truth here. They want to speak their truth. They want to do all these things. There's all this great intention here. I'm seeing there's a lot of great intention here from the divine masculine's end. But he's thinking, like, is it too late? Is it too late? So he's really wanting to rush in. Does he still have time? Is what the divine masculine is saying. Does he still have time to move quickly towards this connection where there was happiness, there was joy, there were quirks, they had the same sense of humor even? Is it too late, is what he's saying. That's what he's thinking. Is it too late? Divine masculine is thinking, is it too late to run towards the divine feminine? And then we have the Queen of Cups. Here it is. So in the recent past, we had a connection where the divine masculine, was with the divine feminine at one point, had seen her glory, had seen her passion, had seen her compassionate heart, rather, had seen her patience, and had seen that maybe she was starting to get bored of no movement, lack of movement. Okay, but the divine masculine has seen, and it has taken note in the recent past, that the divine masculine had taken advantage of her heart here. The divine masculine did not know what to do. He's having regrets. He's having regrets that he didn't really see her for really what her true self, for her true worth here. Have a look at the deck. Yeah, the Three of Cups was underneath. Yeah, okay. Move that other way a sec. In the near future, we have the Queen of Swords. So in the near future, the divine feminine is going, I've got 1 foot out the door and I've got 1 foot still in the doorway. Should I stay or should I go? That is what the divine feminine is saying, energetically speaking, or even psychically, to her divine masculine. The divine feminine may have blocked the divine masculine from communicating to her. What is it that they say about love? You don't give up on love. True love, you don't give up on it. You will go over waters, over seas, mountains, hills. You'll do whatever it takes, obviously with respect for your divine feminine's freedom. But the divine masculine is realizing he needs to rush in quick, because the divine feminine, she's already on a new phase here. She's on a new chapter. She doesn't need anyone. And that's exactly the right energy, where someone who is worthy and someone who really loves themselves and actually can take care of her divine feminine as well as take care of themselves, where she doesn't have to go and mother him and teach him and tell him what to do in life, because the divine masculine is an adult. He is no longer a child. The divine feminine is an adult. She's no longer a child. So we put away our childish ways. Corinthians is coming through right now as well. When I was a child, I spake like a child. Now I am a man. So divine masculine, are you going towards your faith? Are you going towards faith and freedom and sovereignty? I don't know. We shall see. Base of the reading. The base of the reading, we have the Nine of Swords. Yeah. So the base of the reading, the divine feminine had been conflicted. The divine feminine had been conflicted. She had sleepless nights. She's maybe even had been asking and speaking to her mum over the phone at all hours of the morning as well, just crying out of despair and heartbreak. But the Nine of Swords typically is someone who is worrying a lot, someone who has a lot of insomnia, someone who can't put something down mentally. So, the base of the reading, I feel the divine feminine is just still not sleeping well. But on the forefront, she's looking like this, because she still can't put the divine masculine down. No matter what, as in she can't let go of the divine masculine. That's what I mean by that. I don't mean letting him down as in treating him badly. Divine feminine does not do that, and the divine masculine does not do that typically. We're all human here, and we say the wrong things sometimes, and we make mistakes. Okay, but are we all also, divine feminines are also thinking, am I able to forgive the divine masculine for what he's done to me and put me in this state of crying and tears? We shall see. Okay, so the power in this situation is the Lovers. The power in this situation is that the divine masculine, the divine feminine had been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 of Pentacles. The power in this situation is the divine feminine has been patient. She's been patient for true love to come in, and she is going to be patient for true love to come in, whether it's with her divine masculine or whether it's with someone else, as I said before. Okay, so the Lovers is very strong Gemini energy here. I do believe that this is the second major arcana that we have in this whole spread. The first major arcana is the Empress card, which is very strong Taurus, and the second major arcana is the Lovers card. What I am seeing here is the divine feminine is coming in very strong in this energy, in this counterpart collective divine spread. The divine feminine is coming out as very strong. She's needing to make a very important decision in her life about who to choose in terms of her love and her true love match. That's what I'm seeing here. What are the effects of people around you both? The effects is fast communication. There could be fast communication coming through, messages, travel, someone traveling fast, quickly, possibly the divine masculine, to communicate love, to communicate truths to the divine feminine, who's in her power. What are the hopes and the fears? Two of Swords. The hopes and the fears is that the divine masculine might not still be ready. The hopes and the fears is the divine masculine may still not have come to a positive conclusion yet. That's what I'm seeing. That the divine masculine, the hopes is that divine masculine has freed himself from mental conflict and indecision and wishy-washiness. Should I not? Should I could stay, I might leave. I want to be in a relationship, I don't want to be. Divine feminine does not want that. What the divine feminine finds attractive is someone who knows their own mind, whether it's a yes or a no. That's what the divine feminine is coming across as here. Okay, so divine masculines, your fear is that the divine feminines may be conflicted with choosing you or choosing someone else, choosing a great love or a greater love in your perspective. Your greatest fears, divine masculines, is that the divine feminines are entertaining someone else and they've moved on essentially with someone else. That's your greatest fear. And don't let that be your trigger to come forward because of jealousy. Divine masculines, don't do that. Don't come in because you feel triggered because you're jealous that the divine feminine is actually has moved on and is with someone else. That's not the right reason to come in to communicate something. You may as well just keep that to yourself. Because as I said before, the divine masculine's been very slow and the divine feminines have moved forward. Okay. I spoke about moving forward, the Six of Swords. Just at the time when the divine feminines are in control, in charge of their business, feeling great, feeling glorious, feeling goddess-like, feeling nurtured and feeling balanced within their emotions and loving themselves and being great examples of leadership as well. When they move away from pain and upset, the divine masculine comes in with a stable offer. We shall see. This divine masculine could be someone else, as I said before. This divine masculine could be another divine masculine. Meanwhile, the divine feminine is working hard. She's perfecting something with the Ace of Pentacles. She's working on something. Yeah, she's working within a team. Okay. Right, now let's have a look. Let's have a look at Let's have a look at the Beloved Ghoster deck, and we'll look at the World Truth cards, okay? But before we do, I'd like to have a look at the Lenormand as well. Let's have a look at the present moment. The child. We have a child here. So the Divine Feminines could have a child, the Divine Masculine could have a child, but regardless, there is a new beginning happening at this given space and time in this connection, okay? There is a child here. The lady here, so this is the Divine Feminine. She is principled as well. It's the Divine Feminine here. And I would say that the blockage has been the Divine Feminine is possibly currently starting a new beginning and has blocked the Divine Masculine from coming through, even though the Divine Masculine has been very slow here with the Knight of Pentacles. So she's moved on. Clarification here. The lady is principled, you know, she's the main female. Let's have a look at the, what do you call it? The present moment, or crowning the reading. We have the clock tower, look. So is there enough time? That's what I said before. Is there enough time? Divine Masculine is rushing in because he's scared. There's not enough time. Tick tock, tick tock. So they're rushing in out of fear. Is there enough time? Can I get there? Can I get there in time? So we have in the recent past, we have the tree. There was a wonderful foundation that was created in the past. There was joy, there was patience, there was love, there was compassion. And the Divine Masculine had regretted not taking any actions further in the recent past. There was a familiarity here. There's a tree here, which does talk about feelings of feeling like a family. There were roots that were being planted here. Strong, very strong roots here. They had an island of their own. They created their own bubble. Divine Masculines and Divine Feminines had created their own bubble. And then with the Seven of Cups, there could have been some fantasies about the actual reality, what was going on in the recent past. And the Divine Masculine had duped the Divine Feminine and wasted her time and her patience effectively. In the near future, we have the Divine Feminine still looking towards her future, and her heart is not open to this divine connection. Quite pure and simply, she's quite blunt with that message coming through. And the Divine Feminine is thinking, should I stay or should I go? With the Sun card, she's moving towards the future. She's looking towards what will bring her joy, happiness, healing. Ace of Pentacles is a big ring on it, essentially. You know, harmony, joy, excitement, new beginning, possibly even children. She has children on her mind. If it's not, it's a new beginning, okay? Let's have a look at the base of the reading. Here is the karmic. We have the snake here, Queen of Wands, effectively. But we have the karmic energy here. So the Divine Feminine, what has happened is that there has been a karmic has put black magic on the Divine Feminine. And this has been specifically during the night time. Divine Feminines, you may have been having lots of insomnia, lots of sleepless nights, or crazy dreams, or weird things that go bump in the night, strange activity that's been happening at nighttime and specifically. And it's because the karmic ex or the karmic partner has been putting a spell on the Divine Feminine, has been torturing her. She's been playing tricks. She's been betraying the divine connection because she has been taking part and interfering, okay? She's also been using seduction in order to get what she wants, and she works with the dark arts, okay? The power in this situation, that's a lot of cards, Spirit. The power in this situation is the Lovers, and the Divine Feminine being strong enough in her vulnerability to cry it out on her own, and even to think about choosing a new love. She's found it difficult to even embrace the idea, but she will do whatever it takes in order for her to continue living a life that is true, with or without her Divine Masculine. And there is a gentleman here. There is a new love here with the Ace of Cups just coming through in this card, where there is a counterpart energy. The lady, the gentleman are counterparts. This is the age of 28. Age of 29 could be significant for some of you, not all of you, don't worry, or even age 31. You could have a child that is maybe the age of 13 as well, possibly, or 19. So the gentleman, someone who is quite young or young-spirited, someone who is the main male to the main female, someone who is honoured, someone who has principles, someone who has respect, someone who's well-mannered as well. So the power is that there is going to be a male coming through, particularly a gentleman, okay? There is fast communication coming through here. So the effects around the situation is there is going to be someone coming through quickly with communication of love in order to propose to the divine feminine here. I do see a ring here, and I did speak about the sun and the ace of pentacles being a ring. Okay, so there is someone here who's wanting to come in order to bring a ring, put a ring on it. Okay, and the hopes and fears is the bear. So the hopes and fears is the bear and the fish. The hopes is strength. I spoke about, moving through waters, high mountains, land and sea in order to fight for true love. And it looks like this bear, I'm just reading it kind of energetically, it looks like this bear has really tried to, or will try to, go into the depths of the rivers, let's say, in order to get the best salmon, So basically, they will do whatever it takes in order to make their divine feminine happy, essentially. But you can't make anyone happy. Happiness is transient. I have a painting about this, actually, called Happiness is Transient. But I do feel like the divine masculine have an offer, and they do have something they want to offer. And I feel like the divine masculine has been, working on their career. They've been working on their passions as well, and their strength. I do feel like they've been delving deep, very, very deep into their work, and I feel like this is something they want to share, this news, to the divine feminines. But I still feel like there's something where there's unworthiness energy here. I don't feel like divine masculine still feels worthy. So there's a bit of competitive energy here coming through. I did have all these other cards that came through as well. Yeah, so we have the ship, we have the mountain, we have the garden, the locket, and anchor. So this connection is calling out for movement, travel from the divine masculine's end to come over land and sea, over mountains, and have an intimate moment with the divine feminine as well, to communicate and, share love and open up each other's hearts and anchor this connection down into something solid here. I'm hearing a bolt hole. So I don't know what that means, but I feel like it's about the divine masculine being triumphant and overcoming his fears of intimacy and also cherishing this love for really what it is as well. Age 35 could be significant for some of you, 24, age 20, 21 as well. Number 3 as well does talk about the Holy Trinity as well, but possibly also, trips, travel, exploration, exactly. But let's have a look at this outcome. And then we have the bouquet. So the general outcome of this connection is divine feminine, as she is moving on, someone is wanting to anchor in and open up their heart, have intimate moments with the divine feminine, and cross over mountains, seas, do anything because they see that this divine feminine is true gold. She is a fortune in her own right, not because she's a trophy, it's because she is who she is, and that's who she is, without excuses, without reasons for her being. She's just exuding truth and light and love in its purest essence. And so there is someone here as a King of Pentacles, someone who's very stable, that wants to offer joy, excitement, bring about something, a message, or even a bouquet of flowers, romance, divine feminines. When was the last time you'd experienced romance, And the base of the reading, as I said before, where there was 22 on the time at one point, we have 22 here, and there is a crossroads in this connection. Should I stay? Should I go? Is what the divine feminine is saying. Divine masculine had left to pursue his own quirks and kinks, or whatever it is that he wanted to do. And the divine feminine here is now with the Queen of Pentacles energy here, where she's going, I want something stable. I'm more mature now, and I know exactly what I want. And like, should I stay? Should I go? This connection is basically based on, it can go either way. It can go either way, my friends. Okay, let's have a look at the Beloved Ghost deck. I'm doing a clean-up job on my life right now in order to make room for you in it. I want to make sure we don't have any hang-ups along the way. I want you to feel as comfortable as possible. Okay, I just saw 22 on the timer again, 22:11. So that's what the Divine Masculine is doing. Okay, so that's why they've been taking a long time in order to connect and communicate, possibly. They're doing a clean-up job in their life. I have some overbearing and controlling people in my life. I'm afraid will try to control you too. That's their karmic. So I'm working on good boundaries and gaining respect before bringing you into this dynamic. Okay, this could be family as well. So they're working on their self-respect, they're working on asserting their power and their boundaries as well, and they're doing a clean-up job in their life. That is them in their way. That's them saying, I'm making money, and to create a firm and stable foundation for this connection. I have to put my career first right now. That's what I said. So the Divine Masculine is putting their career first. The Divine Feminine has too as well. Right now, and though you probably think I'm putting this before you, I feel it's actually me letting you be comfortable while I build something stable for us. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. So the Divine Masculine had to move away in order to create some stability and is making space. Please give me the space I need. There you go. Please give me the space I need. I have to figure this out on my own so I can feel proud of myself. I also feel like that's the Divine Feminine energy. The major arcanas that came out was the Empress and the Lovers card that came out here. And we did have a hint at Justice as well, I think it was. So I can't remember now. But the Empress and the Lovers. So I feel like the Divine Feminine said, you know what, screw this. I'm just going to welcome myself, and I'm just going to block you from coming in and intervening in my life and playing me around because it's just too much on my head. I have to take care of a child matter right now or someone else who's dependent on me. I can't move forward till it's taken care of and I feel like it's stabilized. Thank you for your patience. Yeah. So the Divine Masculine may have said that, or the Divine Feminine has said that. And Divine Feminine is patient, she is kind, and this is what she's been doing. She may have been taking care of a child. As I said before, there is child here. Some things you said have me reeling. Okay, so Divine Feminines, you may have said something to your Divine Masculines that have made them reel, or vice versa. I appreciated it, even if I acted defensive. Okay, so Divine Feminines, you could have been defensive over something that your Divine Masculine had said to you. But to be honest, what I'm seeing here is that you, Divine Feminines, had said something to your Divine Masculines that had made them real because it was the truth. Okay. Because you embody the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the High Priestess, and you're all kind of women, okay? So Divine Masculines had acted defensively, but they still appreciated what you had to say. Harsh, but true kind of energy. I have some reflecting to do. That's the Four of Pentacles. So Divine Masculines had been reflecting and also regretting as well. I know this will make us stronger, okay? So he's not going anywhere. That's the anchor energy coming through as well. What I'm going through would burden you, and I don't want to add stress to your life. I'm protecting you from all the drama, so please trust I know what I'm doing. So remember how I said the Divine Feminine does not want any drama in her life anymore, in this connection or not, or otherwise. And the Divine Masculines have picked this up energetically. Okay, I'm very sick, or someone close to me is. I spoke about STDs, and I spoke about the Divine Masculines having STDs and caught an STD, particularly from a karmic, someone who does and practices dark magic, and yeah, they work with black magic. Okay, if you don't believe that to be true, then this probably is not the right space for you to be listening to this kind of stuff, because there is such a thing and people do crazy shit, okay, in order to get what they want because of jealousy or whatever. So I feel that Divine Masculines have been sick because they had caught an STD. or someone close to me is, or someone close to them is sick with something as well. They could be healing and tending to someone who is sick and ill. I don't want to burden you with the situation, so I'm just taking care of it right now. Okay, so in the present moment, they've got you on their mind, they've got you on their heart, in their heart, and they're dealing with someone who's sick, or they're healing their illness or sickness somehow, or infection. Any more? I think, okay. I want to call or visit so badly. That's the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Wands. I want to call or visit so badly, but I have so much to do right now before I feel I can give you the time and attention you deserve. I'm working up my list. I'm working up my list of priorities. That's a promise, okay? I feel unsafe, fragile, and vulnerable right now. Totally out of my element. That's the Four of Cups, and that's the Bear. Totally out of my element, and also the Locket. They're not comfortable. They're not comfortable with opening up and opening up their heart. So divine connection, divine feminines and divine masculines. Someone here is saying, I feel unsafe, fragile, and vulnerable right now. Totally out of my element. Please pray for my protection while I figure out my way through this illusion into my power. Okay, so both of you could be feeling like that. Both of you could be feeling a little bit, under the weather possibly as well. I'm hearing, but fragile, unsafe a little bit, but I actually feel like it's really coming from the divine masculine side. So divine feminines, please pray for your divine masculine. Okay, some of my friends and or family don't approve of you. Okay, usually in these divine connections, twin flame connections specifically, there usually is a difference between either of you, an age difference, or you come from different countries, you are different cultures or race or religions or something. There's usually a difference, so so there could be both of you or one of you who could be feeling this from your family or friends' end, that they don't approve of you in this connection. But someone is saying, but I don't care. But I don't care. I'll be mourning these people if they don't come around to back me up on what truly makes me happy. I know it'll be sad, but for the best. To be honest, I haven't, I feel like the divine feminine is really in her power with the Empress card. I haven't seen the divine masculine. I haven't seen really the divine masculine in his power just yet, and I haven't seen any divine. I haven't seen any cards that are pointing me in that direction. I do, however, see that there is someone who's stable that could be coming in the near future. With the outcome here with the King of Pentacles, who is very stable, also very romantic, and someone that you can rely on to be the father of your children, but you're also the ideal man, the ideal husband as well. Take it as it resonates if you are a female and you consider yourself a divine masculine energy. But what I do see is that the divine masculines are working up towards that, to becoming the divine masculine that the divine feminine had always seen in him, okay, or in them. I just think it's just a question of time. I really feel like we're on the seconds of the clock here, where I don't. Yeah. Anyway, regardless, time is also an illusion too, is what Spirit's saying. I'm making plans for us behind the scenes. I don't want you to know about yet. I'm setting us up for a bright, stable future and want to impress you next we talk. And that's the Knight of Swords energy. So someone wants to come in and talk. Let's just have a look at the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck we have, I'm finally starting to love myself. That was the Queen of Cups and also the King of Cups specifically, remember, at the beginning, at the main part, the heart of the matter. So I'm beginning to love myself enough to be open to you loving me. I'm on shaky legs yet, but I'm heading in the right direction. I want to work on this so I'm not too needy or push you away. There you go. So that's what they're working on. And they could be dealing with a stalker as well, just as a side note. Let's have a look at the World Truth card to see. Close out the reading. Thank you. Just one card. Lovely. This situation involves or involved an addiction, obsession, or mental prison. Yeah, not surprised. Okay. And the situation involved merely being a means to an end. That's them entertaining. That's divine masculine going to chase tail, essentially. Means to an end. There was manipulation. That's the karmic, the snake. Manipulation. Black magic. I spoke about black magic, and here it is. Nefarious activity, essentially. Mind control or even black magic being directed for nefarious and nefarious reasons. And then we have this has illusory factors intended to manipulate. So divine masculines have been massively manipulated. I wouldn't be surprised if divine masculines have been manipulated with black magic, through the people that they've been hanging around with, or they've been having fun with and drinking out and doing drugs with, whatever they've been doing. It could even be outright untrue, fake, or computer generated imagery. I'm also seeing a karmic posting something on social media where they're both happily in a relationship with your divine masculine, by the way, and your divine masculine is saying that's an illusion, it's false. Okay, so let's just close out the reading with some Archangel Power Tarot cards. Okay. For the divine spread, for the divine connections, please, between divine feminines and divine masculines, please can you close out the reading with some messages and guidance. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have the Seven of Ariel. You have invested wisely, have patience, and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. Okay, so a lot of you divine feminines and divine masculines have been patient and now wait. Two of Michael, that was the Two of Wands energy and also the Two of Swords energy that came through. So it will all be better if you just make a decision. That's what I spoke about, having a backbone, divine masculines. Your divine feminines just would prefer you to make a decision rather than not make a decision. Please just be coherent and forthright with the decision that you make, because the divine feminine will be moving on to someone else. So it will be better if you just make a decision. Over analyzing a problem, find a compromise. Divine masculines are really in their head. Your divine masculines, you're over analyzing, you're thinking about the worst case scenario. Maybe you actually will get the best case scenario, but you've been taking all of this mental conflict and over analyzing is turning into paralysis, where it ended up being the Knight of Pentacles energy, where barely any movement was made towards this connection, and therefore you are now in this situation, divine masculines, for those of you who are not in physical union with your divine feminine, where you are in a state of regret. Okay, I just saw 0222 on the timer here, can't make it up. Those are the numbers for the divine connections. And then we have 9 of Gabriel. Stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility, environmental action. So the 9 of Wands here. So, I do feel like the divine feminines are working hard at their achievements and their goals and their passions, and also environmental activism, which I spoke about in terms of the goddess energy of the Empress. She is the mother Gaia incarnate, remember? So environmental activism here is taking place. Let's have a look at one more card. 3 of Raphael, reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcement regarding relationships with children. But I also do believe that there has been a 3-party situation that had taken place in the past as well. Let's get one more card, please. No? Okay, one more. Okay, yeah. 5 of Ariel, this is the 5 of Pentacles. So someone is feeling left out in the cold. This is the divine masculine. You are in separation from your divine feminine at this time. You needn't go through your current challenges alone. Help is nearby. Don't be too proud not to ask for help. Everyone needs to ask for help at one point in their life. Okay. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. What did I say? If you divine masculines get stuck in a rut, even divine feminines as well, if you get stuck in a rut where you're overanalyzing and hashing out and just fearing the worst, then nothing is going to happen, and it just creates that self-fulfilling prophecy of negativity. The same happens when you put your energy into positive mental attitude, mentality, and energy as well. So if you think about the worst case scenario and you think, oh, I've lost her for good, this is it, and then you don't take any action, what do you expect? She's going to move forward. She's going to live her life because you didn't take action. I mean, let's just be frank here. If you're not providing any physical evidence that anything's going to change, then what do you expect the divine feminine to do? She has no choice but to move on, because she's not going to go into a mental insanity scenario where she knows that she's communicating with you psychically. She knows that this connection is very strong. She knows that this connection is divine, but she also knows that she has self-worth, and she knows exactly what she wants, whatever it can be in terms of the next part and chapter of her life, involving children possibly for some of you, a family, a home, stability, whatever it is, travel, relocating. She wants to share that with a partner, not so that she can be a mother to the divine masculine or a masculine who has respect for themselves, but she wants to share that with someone. So what do you expect, divine masculines? Your divine feminine is literally slipping away. She's already got one step towards her future here. What are you going to do about it? Divine masculines, divine feminines, we have the 8 of Michael, the 8 of Swords. You can be free, make a courageous choice to change your situation, not seeing things clearly. So divine feminines, I do see that you have come out of some mental block and you've moved forwards, and I feel like divine masculines are still in a cage mentally of feelings of self-worth, worries about their self-worth. I just feel like it just takes courage. Take courage to take a leap of faith, divine masculines. You might just be surprised, and you might just get exactly what you want. Okay, you never know, but you got to make a decision. That's the main focus here, I would say. You've invested wisely in this connection. What are you going to do? You're just going to let it go? I mean, I can't see that personally. I can't understand why you would nourish something and nurture something and just leave it to rot, like planting I can't remember how you say it in English, an orto, like just plants and herbs and things, to just let it rot. You got to see it through. It takes seasons to see the effects of what it is that you've planted. It takes a year to see the effects of that. So you're just gonna let whatever you've invested in this connection rot? I don't know. And that goes for both of you. 8 of Gabrielle, that's the 8 of Wands that came through, remember? Fast communication, messages of love, a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. So divine masculines, you're being called, you are hearing and you're receiving messages from the divine to step up and move things forward. Knight of Ariel, because you've been too damn slow. I just have to say it. You've been too damn slow. Okay, you've been in an analysis paralysis. You've been doing this, you've been doing that. You've been really particular with every single movement, everything, strategy. Just go with the flow, but be natural about it, divine masculines. Be natural, okay? And change your life. There's the major arcana. We have number 16, which is the Tower card. Divine masculines are going to get another wake-up call, divine masculines. You're going to get this. A sudden revelation that offers freedom from mental entrapment. Okay, offers freedom, break free of procrastination, make a decision and move towards your divine feminine, because she is slipping away like sand through your fingers. She's almost gone. Embrace opportunities that change brings. Okay, and the 3 of Gabrielle, that's the divine feminine already moving forward towards her prosperity. So are you going to just see your divine feminine slip away and move towards marrying someone who who really shouldn't be there, that you should be in their place? I don't know. I mean, it's up to you, divine masculines. Divine feminines, you've been already through so much. I know you have a lot of compassion and patience for divine masculines. I understand that. Keep praying for them. But I think it's important for you to just keep going on track. You are on track, divine feminines. Divine masculines, choice is yours. Okay? Thank you so much for listening in. I appreciate you. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.